It's a lonely feeling knowing you're sitting on the bench in the Super Bowl losing and there's nothing. There's nothing you can do about it. I can't imagine what these players went through, what Patrick went through, what everybody in the aftermath of losing in that fashion went through after the Super Bowl. But what I do know is that these players, this team, will not allow it to impact how they treat everything going forward. What they did was historic. It wasn't for nothing. And overall, the way that the Chiefs lost this football game, by and large, can be fixed. There's no reason to give up hope that this dynasty is over. Talk about that is absolutely insane. There's more than just hope for this team. They have the best player in football. He played his worst game ever, large part because of what the Eagles did, but he didn't get a lot of help. So we're going to break it all down here and why the Chiefs have real hope going into the future with the young receiving core that is developing here on RGR. No, we're not going to keep it all doom and gloom for you guys. I don't want to keep it that way. We don't want to talk about it. My dog's making a little appearance in the video as well. You guys, welcome in. Sit down. Come in. Relax. I know we don't want to see what happened. We don't want to go over it, but there are some things to learn, not just from our perspective, from the Chiefs' perspective. Some things that you don't always want to just go away from. And I know, like I said, we're going to talk a little bit about some Travis Kelce stuff. Maybe not for the breakdown, maybe after. We'll do a rant this week later for the members as well. For myself, my name is Daniel Harms, senior film analyst here at RGR Football. If you guys are new, please drop a sub for us. And then as we get through to the film, I'll break down some of these concepts and how it could have gone differently, probably should have gone differently. Does it change the scoreboard? I don't think so. But overall, where did they go wrong? We've talked about it post-game, Monday Q&A. Let's dive into the tape and talk a little bit more about what happened in this football game. So when we think about the Chiefs, specifically going back just to the AFC Championship game alone, the ball was coming out quick, RPO stuff, and this is another one of those concepts. Now, this is first down right after their very first RPO worked to Juju Smith-Schuster on this side of the field, right? They hit that little seam route. Mahomes no-looked it, kind of tucked it along the right-hand seam. But what's different about this look? Well, there's a couple of things. So when they motion Isaiah Pacheco back into the formation here, look what the defense is lined up. Like, just kind of look where you have two linebackers relatively close, a bunch of space out here to the right-hand side. They are inviting the Chiefs to run the football. They're straight up inviting them. Because, again, we want to see a body count here for the front, right? You want to see what they do here. So the Chiefs ended up throwing this football out to the right, to the left-hand flat, where I think obviously downfield, Patrick can get the ball to Xavier Worthy and maybe a better matchup situation. But getting matched up against Cooper DeJean going downhill, not exactly the best idea. But this is an RPO, but not really, because Patrick's eyes are never once looking, or really, they're doing this right here. They're looking at Cooper DeJean, who is now going downhill with Xavier Worthy. This needs to just be handed off. The Chiefs are just going to do this. Like, they're going to bring a player out. Mike Kellino is coming down here to block. Hand the ball. Hand off the ball. Just hand it off. He didn't do it. Again, this is not a matchup that I want in space. Xavier Worthy is fast. Can't have it. I know they're honestly felt like they were afraid to run the football because their front would get outworked by the Eagles, out physical by the Eagles. And that proved to be true. So one thing that I was really happy to see is Xavier Worthy in the backfield, because that gives you a matchup advantage. Samaje Perine out here on the right-hand side. But if you guys notice, the Chiefs never went to their 4x1 stuff, ever. There was no overload, which I always thought was interesting in this game, given the way that the Eagles were going to handle Travis Kelce, who is here, by the way. He's right here. So let's just watch and play it out. We'll see what happens here as the ball can't come out because, one, Patrick's looking at two players. the wrap concept. So this is what the Chiefs do. It's a version of piano, which is a concept that the Chiefs run under Andy Reid. But typically you have more of a curl and a wrap around here. This is usually what you see on that. But the Chiefs run it differently where Travis can adjust it based on what he's seeing. He's got inside leverage, so he's going to try to do a little whip route here. They're still running that wrap concept here with Juju Smith-Schuster, who is going to come kind of open over the middle of the field. But this is where you want. And, you know, Hollywood Brown right here on the opposite side of the formation has the space. Let's do a numbers count real quick. You got 4 players in the vicinity that you have Travis Kelce and Juju Smith-Schuster running to. So by numbers count, in a zone concept type of team that plays a little bit of man match, which you're going to see here on Zach Bond with, Xavier Worthy is going to end up man matching him down the left-hand sideline. So all of that being said, without even the constructing of a downfield passing attack, which this could have been on third down, we see a problem. Patrick is trying to throw this football into an area where there are 2 receivers running into 4 players. That should have been key number 1. Secondly, again, you're going to notice that Hollywood Brown does come open, but watch Xavier Worthy, okay? If we do one thing, Travis, bump him. Bump him. Before you go onto your route, bump him. That's all you got to do. You have to let Joe Thuney get a better angle on the block. If that could have happened, I'm not saying it would have been a perfect situation, but imagine Joe is more maybe at this point, and maybe there's a little bit of a mush here with the two rushers. Maybe that's a little bit better. Just imagine Patrick can get to this play right here as soon as he sees Xavier Worthy one-on-one with a linebacker. That should have been where his eyes met anyway. Boom, and it could have been a touchdown. But even then, on the backside of the formation, Hollywood Brown is wide open. But again, Patrick was looking in this area where, again, now there's nobody open. You might be able to throw this football to Juju if you throw it fast enough with anticipation, like, I don't know, right now. That ball's got to be out now. It's got to be out now. It's got to be out now if you're going to throw it. But even so, it's not. Because of pressure, because of the way taking it to Joe Thuney. Long arm, left hand into the body. Boom, right there. It's too much. You can't allow a guy for Joe. No offense to him. He cannot allow guys into his chest. He can't be out here doing with his fake hands and faux hands and trying to get him to show. He's too happen. Unfortunately, it's blown up. Offensive line, play construction, a little bit of not running the football, actually a lot of bit of not running the football, all lead into their own problems. But once again, we're going to do a numbers count. I know that he's open too, but again, we're throwing the football into unadvantageous areas. Okay? With extra eyes on Travis Kelce, mind you. Extra eyes on Travis Kelce. Where's the middle of the field? Where's the open spot? Oh, it's right here. You got one-on-one with Cooper DeJean and DeAndre Hopkins. Press coverage. Boom, he's open. All that being said, Patrick has to throw this football to Travis Kelce's chest. Dirts it. Just dirts it. What are we doing on third down? Everybody is to blame. The coaching staff for not. It's fine coming out right there. Just throw it to the actual player, and it's a first down. But it's not. As you can tell, it's not fun doing a lot of this, but I do think it's important to look at the ways that while the execution still wasn't there, we've seen Hollywood Brown open. We've seen Xavier Worthy open down the field. We've seen Travis Kelce open, not getting the football at his chest. Those little things, okay? When you're flushed here. Sorry, guys, you know my voice is still not all the way back, but we're working. We're making it work. This wasn't a bad play. Patrick was just late. They've got, again, 3-by-2, not 4-by-1, which, again, I would have liked to see 4-by-1. But the main guy here is Cooper DeJean, who's going to be right there. But the Chiefs want this play. They're just going to clear out, basically. Xavier's coming out here, running there. And then you've got, I believe, Travis here. Is it? I can't really tell what number this is. Maybe it's Justin Watson. Right here. And then he's just going to block. Or no, this is Noah Gray. He's blocking right there. So here's what we see. Patrick comes out to his right. Now, once again, we've talked about throwing it into less advantageous situations. Right now, Patrick needs to see, because he's operating to his right, that this, and this are 3 players on 2 Chiefs receivers. This needs to be X'd out of his mind immediately and gone back to where he knows there is a dig route over the middle of the field, where there's a clear out route. That needs to happen now. That needs to happen immediately when he's running out. It needs to be thrown almost immediately when he realizes that there's players right there. Look how late he is. Look how late it takes him to get there. That can't happen. It can't happen. So he's running out to his right. I know you're not supposed to throw across your body, but this ball needs to be out to DeAndre Hopkins yesterday. It's late. Cooper DeJean knows it's coming because as Patrick is getting out to his right, there's nowhere else to go with the football. So he's like, fine, I'm going to sink. I'm going to get to the depth, and I'm going to realize that you're trying to throw this football back across your body over the middle of the field. It wouldn't have been an issue if Patrick realized it first, because he needed to realize it first. Okay. Now, this is the last negative play that we're going to talk about, because it's the compounding issues. Watch Juju Smith-Schuster right here. Tell me, I don't know about you guys, but it looks to me like right here, it's where his eyes are going. You've got Travis, again, clearing this out, making the linebacker create some contact. He's looking right at Juju. Throw the ball. Throw it now. Boom. Put it on him. You get some yards. Awesome. You get some type of anything. Nah, just turns it down. That's the frustrating part. The frustrating part is watching this all back and realizing their game plan. What was it? Sound? No. I think that, again, they should have ran it. But how many times have we've seen these plays already, and guys are open and the plays aren't being made? Not just by the players, not just because the offensive line was in Patrick's lap, but because he just wasn't throwing the ball. So when you see, again, watch the defense. I want you guys to pay a lot of attention to this. Part of the reason why the game plan going forward, if Travis Kelce is going to continue to be a Kansas City Chief and not retire, has to change, is this. The attention was so much so on Travis Kelce that it allowed players to leak deep. And again, if the pass protection here could hold up just a little bit, or if Pat could have maybe gotten up in the pocket here just enough to realize that this was going to be open, they could have hit lots of deep balls in this game. But unfortunately, it's not. And I'm not trying to sit here and say that a lot of this isn't on the offensive line. But you can only do what is being asked of you. Jawan Taylor did not have a good game. He didn't. He was not bad right there, though. Against Josh Sweat, he stopped him. Joe Thuney kept the rusher inside, didn't let him detach. You know, this isn't a bad offensive rep from the offensive line. It's not. Now, maybe that guy, Jalen Carter, jumping into the frame, forced Patrick to not let the ball go. But if it's out, I don't know. So that's the frustration part. We got through all that stuff, right? I'm gonna let you guys stew on that. We'll talk more about for those of you that are members. Make sure you check out the rant later for maybe this week, as long as I can continue to talk properly, because there's a lot more that I'm frustrated with that I won't give to you all here. But I labeled this section "There's Hope." Okay. I don't know what's going to happen with Rashee Rice next year. I don't have a clue. But I do think that what the Chiefs have found is this guy right here, Xavier Worthy. I know he's 170 pounds soaking wet, but I tell you, This dude is for real. The Eagles even tried to pass this off. We've seen the Chiefs do this, right? Where you have one player drop from depth, right, to get all the way back. We've seen Trent McDuffie do it, but they kind of like try to pass it off. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. But how many times have I been asking for this, by the way? The Eagles are going to drop number 32 down, Reed Blankenship. He's going to drop down, and they're going to rotate to that cover 3 that I talked about. And the Chiefs attacked it well. They really did. Sorry, it was Reed Blankenship trying to come down and not Cooper DeJean. So Blankenship comes down and rotates back around. But this is what I wanted the Chiefs to do, attacking single high safety for a very long time. Why did it take until the third quarter to do this? Max protect. Why did it take that long? If you're going to sit back and throw the football all night long, and Patrick is going to be out there, getting to his drop back, why aren't you max protecting earlier? I don't know. Makes no sense to me. But here we are. You make that safety choose. I love Quinyon Mitchell. He struggled keeping up with the Chiefs receivers down the field. He did multiple times. The last play we just saw, Marquise Brown gets away from him late. Right here, Marquise Brown is pulling away late. And that, again, forces quickly. Patrick is looking to the middle of the field first. Eyes are kind of, paying more attention to the little bit right here. But this is what you want. You want this safety to declare. So he declares. Patrick create max protect options. Why? They weren't rushing more than 4. I know they were doing it more creatively, where they were bringing guys down and then rushing 4 in a different way. Come back next year, get a full season, healthy season of him with Xavier Worthy and what you get out of Rashee Rice. That is the vision for this wide receiver room. And this is, he doesn't get the ball here, but this is how you create separation, getting to an out route against outside leverage. This is a route. That is perfect, okay? That's what you're looking for. He's just going to sell this vertically. Really good job against outside leverage. Sell vertically, boom, break to the outside. And then when you see that corner commit to the outside right there, he turns his hips upfield. That's what he's waiting for. He's waiting for Quinyon to turn those hips. Come on, give me the color. Turn those hips this way. That's what I'm looking for. Because when you do that, that's when I'm going to decelerate, boom, or just break out immediately. Y'all know those trust falls. I'm going to fall back. I expect you to catch me. That's what this is. So I need you to bail me out right now. So this is what I want to see, right? Patrick sees quick ID of where this player is, right? So he's like, you're down here. The defensive player's head is slightly turned, looking for Xavier Worthy. And he's like, fine, I'm chucking this ball and I'm going to throw it underneath and see what happens. And that's exactly what he gets. How do we do that? Well, we can ask for the Chiefs to fix the offensive line. The tackles need to get better. I know Juwan Taylor's going to be on the roster next year. You need to fix offensive tackle at left tackle with bodies. Trey Smith, probably not going to be back next year. What can you do to fix your offensive line at spots where it's going to get worse? You have to. I like Kingsley. Word is, he was warming up to go in at left guard in this game. That's probably where they view him, as a guard. If he's going to be a right guard next year, you need to draft a tackle. If you think you can develop him into a tackle, you have to develop that and then draft some players too. Bring in some free agents. Alaric Jackson is a good option as a veteran that you could have in the room. I know DJ Humphries wants to earn a chance to start. He couldn't even get on the field. He wasn't even warming up. I understand the injury is one thing, but now you've got 2 different injuries. He injured his hamstring when he came back from his first injury. It's got to stop. You got to get younger. Alaric Jackson's a bit younger, and they have to be able to get better. So all of those things being said, they have to address the offensive line, and then you can match Hollywood Brown with Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice going forward. If it's going to be Hollywood Brown, that'd be awesome. But regardless, they still have to draft a young receiver. So I know I said I wasn't talking about Travis Kelce. I'm going to do it in my rant because I have a lot of things to say about it, and I'm not really sure this is the proper place to do it. So again, you've seen the couple of different things that the Chiefs could have done better Execution, Patrick could have been better. But take away from this game, one, I don't even need to mention it because you guys watched it. I thought that the defensive game plan was exactly the way it should have been. They executed it well. Jalen Watson got picked on a few times. Maybe you need to upgrade there too. I like how Jalen Watson played, but maybe he won't be the same come back from this second injury. And you still have to get more talented there. So I think they did a good job. Overall, this is not by any stretch a wasted season. Can't be. Not to anybody. What they did was historic. And it sucks to lose this way. It does. But as fans, we just got to witness 3 straight years where the Chiefs were in the Super Bowl. They won 2 of them, and this one ended in bitter fashion. Yeah, they're going to feel it. But remember the way that Patrick was sitting on the bench. Remember some of the things that we've seen from this game and how they will use it going forward as fuel to make themselves even better, and keep watching the different moves that they make. That will tell you how serious they are continuing to go after this, because they still have legitimate stars on this team and they're developing young receivers. They're going to be back in this next year, close to it. I've got zero doubt about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this for what it is. You can take out what you need to, move past it, because we are now in the midst of draft season. We will have more draft coverage for you guys going forward. And tomorrow, Gary might have one for you. I don't know really if he's going to have another video for you for the rest of the season. But overall, we have more content every single week now draft season starts. So I hope you guys will join us for that. And if you are new to the channel, please hit that sub button right now. And then we'll become a member here at RGR Football and with Rogue Nation. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.